All right, we're back talking more on the Professional Athlete Golf Tour, and joining me now, this man has won a Cy Young. He played in the bigs for a long, long time. With a name like this, by the way, you probably should be a hockey player, not a major leaguer. Eric Gagne with us right now. Thank you so much for hopping
No
on,
problem.
pal.
No problem. Pleasure.
So the PAGT, an unbelievable event, had its first event last December in Orlando at the Ritz Carlton. You got to participate in it. Tell me how was it for you? I mean, just what was your overall sense of the event before you even got there? Obviously, you're an athlete, so you're super
Mhm.
competitive. You want to be in that competitive atmosphere, even when it's not your you know competitive season or whatnot, or when you're actually playing a Major League Baseball game. But what was the general sense going into it before you even got there? What was the expectation?
Expectation. Not. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I knew the course was nice. I did not know how the organization would be, but it was literally first class. It was a lot of fun, and just to get to play, compete against the guys that we know, play. Just to get on back on the, get the competitive juice back. It was amazing, and it was a first class event. I had a great time. It was a great venue. The guys are awesome. So I had the best time ever. I didn't play so well. I got beat, but hopefully next year I can do a little bit better. But it was a lot of fun. It's great. It's a very first class organization.
So you made a career as a closer in Major League Baseball, and then you get out and you have to play competitive golf against those guys. Was it the same kind of feel, or was it a different kind of competitive
Oh, it's a
energy?
little bit different. You got to contain yourself a little bit more. Baseball, for me, I just throw all out. But golf is the one thing that you can. It's very hard and difficult mentally. It's very hard. I mean, you look at yourself in the mirror every day. The only one that can actually beat you is you. So it's fun. That's why I love golf. It's a very I don't want to call it a sport. It's a discipline. It's something that's very difficult for us. The guys, I've always had a schedule, always had something to look for, compete for something. It was very hard without the game, and I think for them to put that together is very cool. I think just to see the guys again, be able to compete, talk a little smack to each other, and just be with the, be together. It was a lot of fun. It was a great time, and hopefully they do a lot more of it because it's a lot of fun.
Well, like you just said, they are going to be doing a lot more of it. A big event coming up in August, 21 through 24, Half Moon Bay. They're going to do the same version for the NHL. And I know you're a big hockey fan, so do you have a sense of? Do you have any hockey buddies that are maybe thinking about playing that are kind of maybe low key pretty good? Because there's some very good golfers amongst the
I have not
NHLers.
seen the list that are going to be there, but what I know is I play with Jeremy Roenick is really good. Mike Modano's really good. You got Pavelski's amazing. I mean, hockey players are very
Yeah.
good for golfers. I mean, they're usually the slap shot, the one timer, and everything is a little bit comparable. So it's going to be interesting to see, and hopefully we could get all major sports together and just do a big event at the end. Who's the best of the best, and it's really good. It's fun to get the guys back, and especially for other sports. See which sport gets the bragging rights at the end of it.
Well, one of the cool things that the Professional Athlete Golf Tour is going to do is they are going to come up with a Ryder Cup format, and that's in the future. So, how cool will it be when you do have that little competitiveness, right? Where you've got the best in the NBA going up against the best in the
Yeah.
NFL or the NHL or the NFL or Major
Uh-huh.
League Baseball. I think it would be very cool to kind of just see what that dynamic looks like, and even have those, have that event captained by
I
PGA
know.
players and have them pick their
That'll be
teams.
amazing. I mean, just like basically put it together. Just first of all, if we can get just to see either PGA, LPGA, or Senior Tour or whatever, just to see them play is amazing. But for us to compete, if you guys do the Ryder Cup event, I mean, the format is going to be amazing. I just played one on my golf course, and it's fun because it's a very team oriented. You can just go back and forth with the guys, put a little bit of money onto it, and just start put a wager, and it's fun. I mean, for us to be away from the game and have something to look for, some competitive competition to look for. It's going to be very exciting. So I'm really glad they're doing that. That's going to be a lot of. It's going to be great.
So at the event in December, obviously the boys were having some side games going. I'm sure,
Hopefully,
right?
hopefully, I did not. So
No.
hopefully,
All
we need
right.
to
All
get
right.
some like early. We get some odds together, and but it'll be fun. It'll be like guys like Mark Mulder is really good. Kyle Loesch is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
every sport's got their really good players, and it's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see the Ryder Cup. It'll be fun.
We talked to Whit Merrifield a little bit ago as well, and he had an unbelievable time there. And he's oh my gosh, he's a lights out
Oh yeah,
golfer.
he's really good. I mean, he's solid. There's a lot of guys out there that really take a lot of pride in what we do, and we think we could be professional golfers. But once you get on the course, and when you get that, that nervousness off the first tee, you don't feel the fingers. It's a little bit different story. So we have a different
Yeah.
understanding of baseball is fun, but golf is very, very difficult. So we give a lot of credit to those guys on the PGA and the LPGA because it's pretty hard sport, especially when the ball doesn't move, nothing moves. It's just right there on the tee for you. All you got to do is hit it forward, but we still find a way to hit it all over the place. So it's fun.
I'm telling you, it is one of the best but most frustrating games
Yeah.
ever. I love playing it, but I mean, I could have the round of my life on a Tuesday, and on Thursday, it would be like I've never even held a golf club in my
Yeah,
life.
it's crazy. You go from swing to swing sometimes. And one thought process
Yeah.
changes everything. So, a little gust of wind changes the whole round. So it's fun because it teaches you how to focus for 4 hours and really stay within yourself and be disciplined and all that fun stuff. So, and you play the course, you play the guys against you, and it's a great discipline. I love it.
So tell me about your game. How are you? How's what's the shape of your game right now? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? What are you maybe grinding on the
Right
range?
now, I'm just trying to get it all together. I mean, I've got really
Yeah.
good. I drive the ball really well off the tee. That's probably one of my strengths. I'm usually pretty straight. My short game is decent. My putting has been a little sketchy the last couple of years, but I'm working on it. So I'm working a little bit on that. So my game is pretty solid. I mean, I'm probably a 0 or a +1, but it's
Oh
just a
wow, great.
consistency I'm putting together. Sometimes you have the driver is working, and then the short game is not there. The putting is not. So just put all three elements together is kind of hard, but that's the challenge of it. You get on the range and you're a great range player, you get on the course, so you start putting a little bit of money, you start getting a little bit nervous, and then you forget your thought process. So that's what I love about golf. It's fun, and it's fun to go and see the guys that are professional athletes, they're the best athletes in the world. You put them on the golf course and it totally changes. So it's a great challenge.
Yeah, I'm in that boat too, where I'll play well. For me, it's tempo,
Yeah.
right? Like I got if I can get my tempo down and I don't try
Hmm.
to rush through it. But I was a hockey player growing up, so I have got that. I get to the
Hmm.
top and it's coming down before I'm
Yeah.
even, before I've even almost got it to the top, and I'm coming down through it. And anytime I do that, if I can just slow
Hmm.
down, if I can just slow my game
Yep.
down, I love it. But it's like you said, it's mental and it's the trying to get it there that
Yeah.
just because I'm telling myself to do it, the body does not listen
Yeah,
to
no,
that.
we think we can figure it out in our head, like, hey, just be good tempo, but sometimes you get a little antsy, you don't get to the top, the transition's a little off, and
Yeah.
all the stuff that you think in your head, it's unbelievable. But I think you just hit the ball forward, get the ball in the hole as fast as you can. That's pretty simple to me. I try to take it that way, that approach, and what happens happens.
Yeah. So tell me about if you had to pick a favorite moment from the event in last December in Orlando. What would it be? Was there? Man, maybe it's not one. Maybe there's a bunch of them. But what would you say was the highlight of that trip in the event for the inaugural PAGT
I
tournament?
think the whole trip was amazing. First of all, the setup was great. The hotel was amazing. I mean, you can bring family there. It's perfect spot. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong there. My favorite, probably the favorite moment is always after the round. You come in and you're like, I left 2 or 3 out there, and but John Smoltz played really well. Witt played really well. So it's fun to see
Yeah.
those guys coming in, compete, and just sit down after the round and say, hey, I could have done this, could have done that. It's always after the round because in the round you try to focus, you try to really give everything you got mentally. But after the round, having the beer with the boys, that's always the highlight.
So you obviously had an incredibly successful career in the bigs, but was there ever? We kind of talked about it a little. Was there ever a thought of going the hockey route with the background and that
Of
name?
course, I thought I was a good hockey player. I was a defense righty, so I was a bigger guy. I was more of an enforcer. So, of course, I always thought I was a good hockey player. That was my dream growing up. And, baseball was not I didn't think I could be a baseball player, make a career out of it. I thought I was going to be a Canadian hockey player, play for Montreal Canadiens or something like that. That was kind of my goal. And no, I didn't make it. So, of course, I had to fall back on baseball and it turned out pretty well.
How far did you get down the
I
hockey
just
road?
played before junior, so midget AAA just before that. So I had to
Yep.
quit before that. So it's just, I still
Yeah.
think I can still play. We like a couple of years ago, we put a team together. All the Canadian guys are in spring training. We had probably the highest payroll in an NHL. So we had to get good insurance for that.
That's Awesome. Was your team growing up the
Yep, the
Habs?
Habs was, and then I moved to Arizona. So the Coyotes were my team the last whatever 10, 15 years, and now they're going to Utah. So we'll see. We'll have to figure out. Might go back to the Canadians. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just follow because I got good guys like Keller. Keller's actually a really, really good golfer. I don't know if he's going to be there or
Oh
not,
yeah.
but he's an amazing golfer. He's probably the prettiest swing I've ever seen. So good friend of mine. I followed him here in Arizona as a hockey player. So hopefully I'll follow them again in Utah. I don't know what their name's going to be, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard broke.
I, I feel like we need to get you to. I feel like we need to get you to the event at Half Moon Bay this summer. I mean, you're pretty much an honorary hockey player. If you got
I'm
if you
definitely
got
a
down that
wannabe
road,
hockey player. That's for sure.
yeah. I mean, heck, I say I'm gonna lobby. I'm gonna lobby for that for sure.
Awesome.
So what? Where are you swinging them in Arizona?
I'm
I
at
mean, what's
Silverleaf. I'm
what's the
at
home course?
Silverleaf Golf Club. It's a really really cool
Yeah.
course, and there's a lot of athletes there, so it's a lot of fun. A lot of competition, a lot of good games going. We've got a Friday men's game, which is fun. I mean, there's 160 players, and there's always back and
Oh,
forth, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great golf course. So you got John Rahm's here, so you watch him on the range at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just watch his swing, get free lesson. It's pretty impressive.
how did that all go over? I mean, does anybody even really care at the club whether it's PGA or Live? I mean, it doesn't change anything. John's a great
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, all I gotta say is we're athletes. We just want to play the game that we love, and whoever pays us pays us. And I don't, it's, you always want to see the major sports take care of their players, and I think whoever
Yep.
takes care of the players, that's where it goes. I mean, you look at any business, if you get double the money you're making, and your talent, so you get paid for your talent. So hopefully PGA and Live figure it out, put it together because I think it's such a great sport, such a great discipline. There's so much potential, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be good for golf, and I think the guys are. I don't care if it's Live. I talked to Pat Perez, I
Yeah.
talked to Wyndham Clark, so it's like, hey, they're just the greatest golfer in the world, so they deserve to get paid. They deserve to get all the money they deserve. So, Live pays or PGA pays. Hopefully, it's going to be both together soon enough. Hopefully,
All right. Well, before I let you go, you got any predictions on PGA Championship this week? I mean, Rory was hot this
yeah,
past
I
weekend.
think.
Scotty's off baby watch, I think.
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, exactly. Scotty, I don't know about Scotty. I mean, he's hard to get to not pick. I mean, he's almost a Tiger-esque now. It's pretty impressive what he's doing. He's been in the zone for I don't know 2 3 years, and but I want Rory to win. I think he deserves it. He's been put through the ringers the last couple of years, especially with the Live. He was in the middle of everything, so I think he deserves to win it. But can't bet against Scotty. That's gonna be a hard one. It'll be fun to watch.
Can't bet against Scotty, man. I mean, I love that you said Tiger esque because I've been saying that. I've been saying that very publicly.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, okay, he's not gonna do what Tiger did, but I mean, I'll tell you what, he is just ice in
yeah.
his veins, Mamba mentality, Tiger Woods
hmm
calmness. It's incredible what the golfer he is. Not only how he plays, but the mental side. I feel
Yeah, I
like.
mean that's the differential with Tiger and the other people. I mean, the other players are great, all great players and nothing, but Tiger had that edge, had that killer instinct that he had no. I mean, you couldn't even see emotions in him. So it was. I don't think you'll ever see that again. I know you won't see that again because it's once in a lifetime, definitely. But Scotty, I say Tiger-esque. I shouldn't use those words so lightly. But I mean, Scotty to what he's done, it's pretty fun to watch because I mean the game needs it. They need someone to look at, and they always compare to Tiger or Jack. But I think Scotty is getting there. I mean, even Rory said he went 2 rounds without a bogey, and he goes, "Oh, that's what Scotty feels like." So to me,
I
it's
saw that.
it's pretty impressive when Rory McIlroy wants to be like Scotty. That's pretty cool.
I thought that was quite the compliment when I heard that the other day
Exactly.
too. I thought that was pretty cool. Well, Eric, listen, we can't wait to see you in December for the MLB PAGT event, and I'm gonna make sure you're out at Half Moon Bay for the NHL event August 21st and
Thanks,
24th.
my man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks for the
Take care.
time.